Gentlemen, please welcome Tennessee's favorite daughter, Dolly Parton.
Hello! CMA FanFest! How's everybody doing? Good. Well, I should say hello, I'm Dolly, because I am, and I've been with you folks for so many years. It is always so good. You can sit down if you want to. Yeah. Mostly because I got a cue card back there I need to look at. But I appreciate the ovation anyway. Well, you know what? I was thinking back about the first time that I was ever at Fanfare. You know, they used to hold it over on our fairgrounds here. And all those years ago, I had my own little booth. And my sister Cassie was the head of my fan club. And we would sign every picture, take every picture anybody wanted. And I remember one time it came a big storm, and it just swept our whole stuff away, pretty much swept us away, and it swept me right back to you right now. So anyway, I mostly want to say thanks to all of you for coming and being such a big part of country music. I know a lot of you came to see a lot of the new artists, and we got some great ones, don't we? Yay! We do, and I know you plan to see a lot of the older ones too, like me. We've been around a long time. They call this CMA Fanfare Z, I guess they call it X. So I was here when it was ABC. Seriously, we go back that long. But anyhow, I think about that and think about all the years that I've traveled with my fans that has brought me here. And I just wanted to say that I wouldn't be here if you hadn't been there. And I mean that. And that happens to be the name of one of the songs that's going to be in my new Broadway musical. Yes, and that musical is going to be called Hello, I'm Dolly. And it's going to come out in 26, and I've written a whole lot of original songs for it, as well as all the hit songs that you know that they've been playing out there. So anyway, to learn more about it, you can go to hellodolly.com, and they'll tell you more about the dates and all that. So very excited about that. So you'll get to know all of my life up to now. And it's not a jukebox musical, so as they call it. So it really does have a lot of story, a lot of family. So this kind of is a year of family for me. Of course, I have a new cookbook out. It's called Good Looking Cooking, coming out on the 17th. And it's with my good-looking sister right over here, Rachel. Stand up there, let them see you. I know there's a spotlight, but she's the good-looking part of that cookbook, but she's also a great cook, and she's going to be doing some food sampling and cooking demonstrations all the rest of the week here at the Fanfare. And, of course, something else that I'm very proud of is the fact that I am doing an album with my family. And we're doing a docuseries, too. It's called Smoky Mountain DNA, and that's going to be coming out on the 15th. And, of course, the docuseries, we're working on that now, and that'll come out hopefully shortly after. But my first cousin, Richie Owens, he's producing it as well as the docuseries, and I'm very proud of him. He's our family historian. He's over there somewhere. There you are. Stand up, take a bow. He looks like Tom Petty. But I'm proud of my family. And, of course, everybody always wants to know what I'm doing, and nobody wants to know that more than me. I'm going so fast, I've met myself coming back. I don't know how I do it either, but it's true that I'm going to have a hotel right here in Nashville. And I'm actually going to have a museum as well. Of course, we just opened up the Dolly experience up at Dollywood this past week. And yeah, it's really a wonderful thing. And of course, we'll have a museum in the Songteller Hotel. That's what we're going to call the hotel here. And of course, I have a couple of hotels up in East Tennessee, our new one called Heart Song Lodge. And we have the Dreammore Resort, and this one will also be with my partners, the Hershans. But they're great people, and hopefully people will enjoy it. So I know you've been enjoying all the bars with all the stars, right? Down on Broadway. If you ain't, you will. And you know what? I think somebody had mentioned that I'm going to have some wine, too. Now, I don't have the bar, but I got some wine, because sometimes when you live long enough, you kind of get, what you call your brand. That means your name is familiar enough that everybody wants you to put your name on a product. And Lord knows I've done that a lot. But I only put my name on things that I believe in. And we are going to have some nice wines, and that'll be opening this season. We'll have all kinds. We're going to start with the Chardonnay first. So you can just go to dollywines.com. So everybody wants to know what I'm doing, and I'm just telling you. Well, anyway, we got a whole lot of other things going on, and we got a lot of big announcements, but I know that there's a lot for us to talk about because we want to make this about you, too, answer some of the questions that you have and fill you in. Of course, I know this is going out on worldwide media, so hello, everybody watching, and all the fans here. And would you make welcome one of my friends, and she's a lady that does so much good for country music, born and raised here in Tennessee, traveled around some with her military family, but she's a Tennessee girl, and she does so much beautiful work around here. So would you please make welcome Rachel Smith, and I'm going to go over and sit with her, and we're going to talk some more. Okay, thank you.
I might help. Well, that was a pinch me moment right there, getting introduced.
I need a mic, don't I? How are you, Rachel?
Get on over here, honey.
Yeah, thank you.
Doesn't she look cute as can be today?
Oh, well, I do my thing.
Yes, you do. You always do. And Dolly, you were doing your thing by listing off a laundry list of so many projects you've got going on. You were spilling all sorts of sweet tea. So we
Yes,
want to know
I was.
more. We've got a musical. We've got a hotel. We've got a museum. What more can you tell us about these 3 projects in particular?
Well, actually, pretty much, the hotel is going to be up on 3rd and Commerce. And
Okay.
we're going to have that out, hopefully, in a couple of years. We're working real hard on that, and we'll let people know more about it. But I always wanted a hotel in Nashville and a museum here, and I'm very proud of all the things we have to do, and everybody's always writing. They always want to know what I'm doing, and I always like to let them know, and like I say, and thanks to the fans. Hopefully, sometime when you come back, you can stay at the Songteller Hotel. Hey, I'll tell you a fun thing about that.
Yeah?
When we were looking at the property, you know how some things you feel you just get a little, little divine sign on things? And we were just looking at the property, and we were walking through, and there was an empty room, and there was a table over on the side, and of all things, my book, The Songteller, it's a book I came out with a couple of years ago, a few years back, and it was all about my songs. We hadn't thought about a name for the hotel, and I thought, why in the world is that just laying over there? And sure enough, we thought, well, that must be a sign, so we're going to call it Songteller. And come find out, it was one of the people that was working in the hotel. They said they just are working at that building, and they said they had just gone out and got that book, because they were songwriters.
That's incredible.
And I thought, that was a good sign. So I love that.
Songteller
Good
will be the name
for
of
a
the hotel.
Yeah.
The museum, that's going to be filled with so many fun artifacts. Fashion, of course, right? Loads of high heels.
Well, yes, it's going to be different than the Dolly experience. We'll have a lot of my real articles there. Up there, we have a lot of digital stuff there, and the multimedia. But we'll have some of that as well. But hopefully, people will get a chance to see some of the actual things that my actual things, like the little replica of the coat of many colors, that sort of thing.
That's so special, Dolly. And this musical, you have been pouring your heart and soul into it. You've written dozens upon dozens of songs for this musical. And it's a nod to your original album, obviously in the title itself, but in the sound of the music, the vibes of the music. Give
Well,
us more.
actually, I thought people would be interested because I didn't know. I tried for years to how to do my life story and make it make sense to where, because everybody just wanted to take it up through the Porter days, and I thought, Lord, my life didn't even begin until after that, till the 70s, although all those days were important, but we do cover all of those years and all the things that we went through, and I thought, well, I need to write some original music to where it really tells my life story from the time I was little and dreaming about being a star. So I'm hoping you're going to laugh and you're going to cry, and it's just a lot of music, so I'm kind of calling it a grand old opera. So, which I thought was kind of fitting.
I love it. I love your sense of humor, hon. I also want to dive into some other projects that are very near and dear to your heart. You said it here this morning on the stage. You've been quoted saying it. This is the year of family for you. So you're releasing the family album, the docu-series. Why was now the right time to do these 2 projects and bring them out to your fans?
Well, I've spent my whole life loving my family, trying to build to where I could do good with and for my family.
Well.
I've always talked about being from a very musical family on both sides, especially on my mom's side of the family. And like I mentioned, Richie, he's always been our family historian.
Right.
And of course, my Uncle Bill, one of my mom's brothers, is the one that actually got me started, in the business. But we have so many of our younger ones coming up and others that never really actually got a chance. And I was always so busy trying to build a career to get us to kind of where we are now. And so I'm really hoping that people are going to really just see how much talent there really is. Just like the Carter family, everybody sings, everybody plays, and all that. So I'm just very proud of my family, like I'm proud of the Smoky Mountains and all of our history. And so the docuseries is actually going to be about tracing our musical heritage all the way back through the centuries.
Wow.
And when we came over from the old world and how we settled in the Smokies, that sort of thing.
So good.
So,
well, another family affair that we cannot wait to get a taste of is your cookbook with your sister Rachel.
yeah, we introduced her over there. As I
Yep.
mentioned, she's going to be around here.
Because she's
working with
doing
that.
cooking demonstrations.
Rachel is a great cook, but Rachel also is a great writer and a great singer.
Yes, she
And
is.
she actually was in the 9 to 5 series years ago, and she decided when that went off the air, she said, well, I'm about tired of this. I just want to stay home and raise a family. I want to do some cooking, raise some kids and all that, which is what she did. But now she's kind of back in it, and she might have her own cooking show based on this, because she's a good-looking cooker.
Yes, she is. And Good Looking Cooking's the name of the book, y'all. Little nod to Hank there. How much fun did you have putting this together with your sister, Rachel?
It was really great getting to work with Rachel. And I think when some of the best friends you'll ever have is in your family, if that's true. And I've always been very close to Rachel. She's my baby sister, Mom and Dad's last child. So I kind of feel like I kind of raised her in a way. I feel more like her mama than a sister. But it was so great for us to get to do something great together.
Yeah.
And we worked all last year on the book. We had a lot of fun coming up with names for recipes, which I think you'll love, the cookbook. It's got some really good food, and it plans out things for people that don't know how to cook and how to lay out the whole thing. So I think they'll love that. But we only had a couple food fights. I think I rubbed mashed potatoes in her hair, and I think she dumped some spaghetti down my shirt, and I think some of it's still there.
Did you have fun tasting all the treats, Dolly?
Yeah, but we did have a lot of fun doing it.
so
So
good.
seems like it's just the year for family. It just turned out that way.
That is awesome, but that's always been you. That has always been at the forefront of what you do and continue to do, is making it about your family. We love that so much. So a shout out, because Rachel's actually going to be in Dolly's All Access pop-up at noon every day during the CMA Fest. She's going to be doing cooking demonstrations, posing for photos, signing autographs on recipe cards. So Rachel's going to be having so much fun over there, so be sure to say hey to her, if you will. And, okay, Dolly, you have not one but 2 books coming out this year. Your second book, right? The lady is
Really, the
busy,
kid?
y'all.
Oh.
She booked and busy.
I know. Well, I'm always doing something.
You
I mean,
are.
it's like, people always want to know. I know you're sick of Dolly. I know I am. But
We could never be
I'm
sick
gonna
of
always
you.
be doing something. You're talking about Billy the Kid.
That is right. Your
Yeah.
second book in this series.
Yeah,
Billy
this
the
one is a
Kid.
Christmas show. Well, actually, my manager, Danny, has a little French bulldog named Billy the Kid. And so we started putting out, when we did the Dolly Parton line of accessories for pets, well, then we got the idea to do some books based on songs I'd written for kids that kind of help children along. It's things about just attitude and how to be and what to think. And so we released one called Billy the Kid Makes It Big. It's all about his debut here in Nashville as a star.
And he really has made it big since
He
this
has.
book,
He's about
Dolly.
a bigger star than I am. Anyway, we're releasing one called Billy the Kid Comes Home for Christmas.
Right.
And so it's kind of about family also.
Yeah.
But Billy was actually going to be here in the pop-up store. He was going to be taking pictures.
Right.
And the little thing got bit in his yard with a spider or a bug or a snake or something, and his little head all swelled up, and he's not going to be able. He looked like me after plastic surgery. So,
Sweet Billy.
I know, but his little face was all,
Oh,
puffy, and so he's not gonna make it today.
Well, he'll just have to wait till
He
maybe
will,
next
but I bet
year.
his book's gonna be a hit.
Oh, it certainly will. I mean, the first one was
And that
such
book's
a hit.
coming out October the 1st.
And you can already pre-order it now over at your
Yeah,
pop-up.
and the family album is coming out November the 12th, I think.
Girl,
Yeah.
you got it all up in here.
Oh, I
I
have
love
to
it.
think about the family. They'll kick my butt.
Y'all, I got to tell you, I've kind of got a humble brag here because I got a sneak peek of your Dolly Parton pop-up access zone right over here. Y'all, it is incredible. If you haven't checked it out, be sure you do. I mean, obviously we see all sorts of your products in there, Dolly, fun fashions from the past. There are also like activations in there, So what do you hope your fans will take away from the experience from the pop-up this year?
Well, I'm hoping they enjoy it. The CMA worked very close with us on this, and they wanted us to be a big part of the show. And I'm not just trying to sell everything Dolly's got, but since we got it, we thought we might as well display it. So you see what I'm doing. But like I mentioned, so much of the proceeds benefit the CMA Foundation and benefits music education. So we're very proud about that. So all of this is for good reasons, as most of the things I try to do.
Yeah.
But I've been very blessed that I've been able to have some good products come out, and everybody seems to be enjoying them. And I guess I'll just keep doing it until you say stop.
Amen, sis. Keep on keeping on. And there's also a really cool activation over there because American Greetings has been one of your longest running partnerships that you've had. Folks can go over there. There's a photo booth, and you can actually take a picture with Dolly. It's so cute. So it's a nice keepsake to have with you from CMA Fest. But why does that partnership, why does it work so well? Why was it a natural fit?
Well, that was just one of those natural fits. Like I said, I don't like to do stuff if it don't make good sense to me, but I love cards. I'm still kind of an old-fashioned person. I'm not that high-tech. I'm a low-tech girl in a high-tech world. But I still love to send out real cards in the mail, put your name on it and get it. But we do have the digital cards for all occasions. And a few years back, I recorded over 900 names to show people that we cared. And then you can, I'm singing happy birthday to probably every name that anybody ever had. But that was all fun. But I tell you, I just think that American Greetings, they're just great. It's a great company, and we've always had that. So that's where that came from. I just felt good about doing it.
So good. Well, Dolly, you are literally everywhere. You're also in our grocery stores. We even see you in our grocery aisles when we're shopping around,
we got all those cookies and brownies. We got cake mixes and all that. But we got some new products.
I know you're expanding this deal even further. So where else in the grocery stores, in our pantries, in our fridges, what other products are you cooking up for us?
Yeah, well, I just signed a deal with ConAgra, which is actually one of the biggest chains in the whole wide world.
Wow.
And we're going to have a lot of frozen foods, and we're going to have refrigerated grocery snacks and things that, right now we got the home-style macaroni and cheese that just launched. And who don't like that?
Yum.
And so we got a lot of comfort cuisine, as they call it.
So
So
good.
I'm always big on cooking. We got the cookbook, and then
Right.
we've got a line of foods and all that. So I guess Southern people like to eat. That's why we're all on Ozempic or one of those things.
Look, Dolly
Whether they
just
got diabetes or not, we're probably going to.
look. She just tells it like it is, and that's why we love her, right? So good.
Okay.
We do indeed, Dolly. Okay, so we've got friends from all around the world watching us today, but we've also got friends from media outlets from around the world that have submitted questions to us. So I'd like to ask some of those to you right now.
I'd
if that's
love
cool,
to
Dolly.
hear questions
All right.
from the fans.
Well, first up, these are from the media. So first up, this is from the Associated Press. Dolly, with CMA celebrating 50 years of CMA Fest, what are your fondest memories from the past?
Well, I have loved just being part of country music, as I mentioned when I first came out here. Just being part of something, this was my dream. I mean, it's a long way from the Smoky Mountains to the top of the world.
Yeah.
And none of us artists would be here, as we mentioned about the fans, but I have just loved watching so many of the new people come along and watch them grow, like Lainey Wilson. I love her.
Right.
And it just makes my heart do good to see all these new people coming along. But I have so many highlights and memories of my own. I'm thankful for winning so many of the awards and getting to work with so many of these great artists, singing duets and getting to be on shows with them. So it is just really, it was my dream to be a star, and I have dreamed myself into a corner. So, because you have allowed so many of my dreams to come true. So that's why I'm still out here, because I feel responsible. I have to, to be respectful of the dreams that you've allowed to come true. So I'll always be out here kicking somehow.
Yes,
doing
you will.
Something.
Keep on dreaming, Dolly, because
Yeah.
we love everything about it. All right, this one is from Us Weekly. What's the one lesson you've learned from your success?
What I've learned? To
from
be
your
grateful, to be thankful, to be humble. I think that so many of the artists I've noticed, like with me coming out here with all the stuff, oh, Dolly, 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 all the stuff showing. But I'm telling you, I am so thankful to God and to the fans for everything good that has happened to me in my life. So I don't take any of that for granted, because this was what, I wanted to do. And I just feel like that it was my calling, so to speak, or whatever you want to say. I just felt like that I was supposed to do this so I could help, if nothing else, to help some of the younger people in the business with whatever information. You got to live it to know what you're doing, and Lord knows I've lived long enough to know. So they say wisdom comes with age, and I ought to be really smart by now.
You're the smartest.
But it's just all has meant the world to me.
Yeah. Music Row asks this question: what are you currently working on that might surprise people?
I don't think I could surprise people with anything I do. Could I? You think I could?
Yeah.
I never know. I wake up, as I've often said, I wake up with new dreams every day, and some of my crew says, yeah, and your damn dreams are killing us. Because somebody's got to help make them come true. So I don't take that for granted either. I appreciate so much all the people through the years, from my very early days, like I said, from my Uncle Bill and all the Porter and Fred Foster, who was my first album on your monument, was called Hello, I'm Dolly, as I mentioned.
Right.
Well, Fred Foster took and Buddy Killen, so many people around here that have helped me, and Sandy Gallen, and of course Danny Nozell now, who's working with us, and his crew, Steve Summers, Cheryl Riddle. I mean, so many great people that I have to make me look good, but hopefully I make them look pretty good too.
You most definitely do. But it's a reflection, and I've told you this before.
Yeah, but
it's a reflection of your leadership. She's a great leader.
But we all get along good. I think of them, they're just an extension of my family, and I love them dearly.
They're a beautiful group of people. All right, this next question's from me and entertainment tonight.
Oh.
I hope that's okay, Dolly. I just wiggled one in there.
Okay, if you insist, if you have to.
I know. Okay, so your friend and former co-star Jennifer Aniston, she is putting a new spin on 9 to 5, your classic. So tell us more. Has she reached out to you to talk to you about it, and how involved would you like to be? Are you going to be involved?
Well, I really don't know. We did talk about this several years ago when I was in California, and I went over to her house. She'd invited me over for lunch, and for me to meet her dog, her white dog that she called Dolly Parton. I've been called a dog before, but this is the first time I've actually seen it. But anyway, so I said, don't you be hollering around the neighborhood, Dolly, don't pee on my carpet, Dolly, don't do this. Don't you start doing stuff that's going to embarrass us both. But she did talk about wanting to do that then, and at that time, this was several years back, she had said something about she'd love to do a remake of 9 to 5 with younger, newer people, and that possibly Jane, Lily, and I might look us up, and now that we're older and whatever positions we're holding, the characters that we played, and that we might be in it there. And I'm certainly hoping they'll use my song, 9 to 5.
I mean, they have to, Dolly.
Yeah.
That's
Do you know
undeniable.
9 to 5? You want to sing a chorus of it? Okay, here we go. You're going to sing with us? Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Lord, I thought you'd sing louder than that.
They wanted it. Dolly, they wanted to hear you. They wanted to hear you in the
I know they
flesh.
heard so much. I bet everybody thought I was probably going to be entertained, but they played so many of my songs before I got out here. I thought, ain't no point in that.
Please. Give the people what they want, Dolly. All right, now we've got some fan questions for you. And y'all, thousands of questions came in, as you can imagine, for Dolly. So CMA helped us select a few so we can ask them to you today, if that's cool with you, Dolly. So this first question is from Brenda in Jefferson City, Missouri. And she asks, what was going through your mind when you first arrived in Nashville?
Oh, I thought, I'm here. I'm here.
I made
Wonder
it.
if I'm going to make it. Wonder how I'm going to eat. Wonder where I'm going to sleep. But I'm going to make it because I had told Mom and Daddy I wouldn't be home until I had something to show for it. So there were several months before I got to go home. But finally that all happened. But yeah, I think I was just happy that I was finally in Nashville. I'd made trips back and forth with my Uncle Bill,
Right.
trying to get records done. And then I moved here when I was 18. I graduated from high school, came here the next day, and met my husband that day. We just celebrated
At the laundromat.
Yeah, at the wishy-washy laundromat. I
Yeah.
think it was actually the washateria. And we just celebrated our 60th, well, not our anniversary meeting, and then 58 years married. We dated for 2 years.
I mean,
That was on the 30th.
That's
last
incredible.
Thursday.
Well, I
Yeah.
want to know, how did Carl celebrate with you the 60th anniversary of y'all meeting?
Well, I was up in Knoxville on our anniversary. I was working with
Always
my family,
working.
doing
Always.
the concert portion of our docu-series.
Well.
And so we were up there. But I called him, and then I got back on Saturday, and I just bought we always used to go to a Mexican restaurant on our anniversary every year. And so I just bought every kind of Mexican food I could at every restaurant, and we ate at home.
That's
so that was
awesome.
fun. We enjoyed. We celebrated on Saturday instead of Thursday.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You still got the celebration in. Well, congrats to you and
But
Carl.
I was just happy to be here, and I think it was just meant to be. Met him. And
I think so. I think it worked out for you,
it
Dolly.
lasted
Yeah.
the stardom and the marriage.
Yeah, it sure did.
And I can't thank you for him. That's God's doings, I think.
Amen. Well, Teresa in New York asks, do you still have the coat of many colors your mom made for you?
No, not the real one at that time. Mama had a house full of kids, and she'd made my little coat out of scraps where she'd been making quilts and patches and things for other kids. And I'm sure that little coat got made into something else.
Right.
But she did do a little replica of that, and we do have a replica of as much as she could remember what it is. And we do display that at our museum at Dollywood, and also we'll have that here in our museum too. But I certainly have a mental picture of it for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Penny from Mobile, Alabama asks, what is your favorite book?
The last one I wrote. Well, there'd be Song Teller, there'd be Good Looking Cook, and there would be Billy the Kid Makes It Big. No, seriously, I'm proud of all those things, but I think probably my favorite book is because it has a reason. It's called The Little Engine That Could, and that's the first book we give out to all the children in our imagination libraries, where we give books to children from the time they're born till they start school. And so that little book, to me, always, I loved it before I had the Imagination Library. I loved it because it's really about an attitude, and that if you think you can, you can. And I often say, you know, the little engine that could, and I think I'm an example of a little engine that did. Yeah. So there's a little engine in all of us. You got one, and you just got to try to make it all work for you.
Yeah, that is.
So I think that one would be. Of course, I should have said the Bible. That's the one that Mom always said should always be number one, and it is. And second then would be the little would
Little
be
engine.
the little engine that could.
I know, 'cause
But the big engine is the one we need to worry about, right?
Exactly. All right, Jen from Las Vegas asks, of all your hits, which one is your favorite to perform?
Probably, I mean, I love singing them all. Jolene's always fun, but I think probably the last several years it's been 9 to 5 because everybody knows it.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, 9 to 5, because every 9 to 5er, everybody that works, and most of us do, everybody gets involved. Soon as they hear that bum, 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 everybody gets up when I'm at a concert, and they clap along and sing on every word. So that one has to be the most fun to do.
Awesome, awesome. Katie from Huntsville, Texas asks, what are you most proud of that you've accomplished?
Well, I'm proud of everything. I really am grateful and thankful because you never know. I used to wonder when I was young, I used to think if I do make it, I wonder how it will be when I'm older, what people will say about me, what people will think, what kind of legacy might I leave. And now that I'm older, it makes my heart feel good to know that I've been able to do a lot of good with a lot of the good things that have happened to me. And one of the things I think probably, of course, anything to do with the music I'm proud of, being a member of the Grand Ole Opry, that was a biggie for me. And that happened when I was young. But all the awards and all, but I'm so proud of the Imagination Library, where we give books and teach children to read and to love that and to know that we can get books in the hands of little children that might not have a chance. It's a wonderful program, and I think I'm as proud of that as anything I'll ever do.
Incredible. That is a wonderful program you have for folks. Laura from North Yorkshire, United Kingdom asks,
we got people from England. Hey, y'all. Oh, that's who was hollering before when I said back to the UK, tracing my family back. Yeah. Okay.
Well, Laura,
welcome.
Laura asks, what's something on your bucket list you've never done?
Something on my bucket list.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I pretty much do about everything I want to do. I think probably I'd like to get back to the UK before I kick the bucket.
Oh, Dolly, you most definitely will. That's for sure. You're busy. You got too much going on not to, okay? Dolly, do you, seriously though, do you ever plan to stop?
Not today.
Well
Maybe
said.
someday I may have to. I've always said that if my husband was in ill health or needed me, I would most definitely pull way back. I'm sure there'd be songs to write and things to do. And same with my own health. But as I mentioned before, I've kind of dreamed myself into a corner, and I've got to be responsible for that. But I'll always be doing something.
Yeah.
But I may pull back a little bit here and there now and then.
Well, hopefully no time soon.
Yeah,
You gotta-
not today. That's what I said. I
Yep.
gotta get some more groceries on the shelf. And sell some more pies and cakes and brownies.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for a fun conversation today, Dolly. You are always a delight. I hope you enjoyed the conversation with Dolly.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know what? This was not all about me. This gal here, she does so much for country music. And do you know that she was Miss Universe?
Oh, no.
Yes, she was.
Dolly, you are promoting me, girlfriend. I was only Miss
but
USA.
back when, she was
Okay.
Miss Universe, and I thought, no wonder, because she's a beauty inside and out. She's like my sister Rachel. Yesterday, I had a Rachel sandwich. We were working on, stuff, and I was standing in the middle of the two Rachels, and I thought, well, how pretty can you get with these two women?
gosh.
That made me think of Jolene. I may have to write a new song about Rachel Smith. But seriously, she was Miss Universe, and I can see why. But above that, you really took that and not just rested on your laurels and your beauty, which you could have, but you took that and turned that into something great, and you've created a big business for yourself, and you're doing a lot of great work, a lot of great things for a lot of people. So I admire you for that.
Thank you, Dolly. It's
Yeah,
easy to hype
and-
someone like you, and just as you do, I have so much pride in our great state of Tennessee and so much pride in country music, and I will always, always stand up and scream from the rooftops how much I love this
I thought
place.
you was going to say, I will always love you.
I will always love
Why
you,
don't we
Dolly.
sing that? Because I will always love you. And I will always Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Are we done here?
We're done, girlfriend.
All right, well, go have fun.
Yes, be
have
safe
a wonderful
and have fun
time.
at CMA. Oh my gosh,
Okay,
Dolly,
Rachel.
that was fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, yes. Good to see you. Go have fun.